Stocks that pay monthly or quarterly dividends are some of the most passive investments one can have, right? So who doesn't like the idea of monthly cash flow entering their bank account for something they didn't have to work for? Now, of course, you have to make the initial purchases and the investments of the stocks. But after that, they pay you monthly or quarterly depending on the type of investment stock that you have. So a goal or main objective for some people is to have a big enough stock portfolio so that they can live entirely off their dividends or have it at least supplement a portion of their income when they retire. So one effective way to do this is buy quality dividend growth stocks, which essentially are companies that have the ability to increase their dividend payments every year. So before we get into some of those top stock predictions this year, I wanted to share a story of someone who has actually had the ability to do this. Someone I know personally who has actually been in a position to live off their dividend incomes. And this is the story of Mr. Bill. And I've been knowing Mr. Bill about 5 years now, and I met him through the contracting world. And he has an investment portfolio stocks of over $700,000. And those stocks pay him a good amount of money each month, so much that he can actually live off those stocks if he needed to. So let's talk about the backstory and how he got there. So he actually grew up in Oklahoma, and he actually grew up in very tough times. So by the time he turned 6, his mom got diagnosed with polio, and she had to have an iron lung for the rest of her life that she lived. And if you don't know what an iron lung is, look it up. I actually didn't know what it was either until he told me about it and showed me a picture of it. It looks kind of like a giant coffin, but it's on wheels. And nowadays they don't use iron lungs anymore, but pretty much it help with breathing. The person who has the disease polio, they had to stay in that the whole time pretty much to help with their breathing. And that required a lot of work from everybody in the family. So their dad always had to work because it costed a lot of money to maintain the iron lung and everything, take care of the family on his own. And then Mr. Bill and his brother, they also had to start working at a very young age. They grew up very poor because of that. Him and his brother, one of them would either be going to work and the other one would be in charge of taking care of their mom. Oftentimes they could only afford to eat once a day. They would have rice and beans at home. He was telling me about how he would just drink a lot of water at the water fountain at school and just eat random cloves or something on the playground. Even though they didn't have any nutritional value, he would eat them pretty much just to, feel some type of something on his stomach. So then as he became an adult, he eventually got into sales in the oil and gas industry, and he was able to make very good money with that. And then he started investing in stocks. He would always pretty much reinvest his dividend earnings back into stocks. And then he was able to, over time, just grow and grow that portfolio. And until this day, Mr. Bill is someone I talk to. We go and have lunch every now and then, talk about the market, different things like that. Very nice individual. I just wanted to give you, it's a little bit of his backstory. And also, he's an example of someone who, you can invest in stocks and you add money to it when you can. Over the years, you can have a portfolio that pays you enough to, take care of your monthly expenses. So now on to some of the top dividend stock predictions this year. And the first one on the list is ticker symbol SCHD, which is Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. And it's currently trading around $77 a share. Its current dividend yield is about 3.45%. So if you look back over the past 10 years, they have consistently been able to increase those dividend payments every single year, which, like we said, this makes for a good dividend growth rate. The second on the list is Vici. Its ticker symbol is VICI, and it's currently trading around $30 a share, and it is a real estate investment trust, also known as REIT. So this company owns some of the largest gaming, hospitality, and entertainment destinations in North America. Real estate properties such as Caesars Palace and MGM Grand on the famous Las Vegas Strip, which of course is one of the top tourist destination spots in the United States. And its current starting dividend yield is about 5.25%. And it has been able to increase that dividend yield every single year. So something I like about this company is they have triple net lease agreements on their property. So this means the tenant is responsible for all the expenses of the property. So the maintenance, the taxes, and the insurance. So a lot of investors, of course, like these type of leases. So next on the list, we have Visa, which has the ticker symbol V. And I'm sure everyone watching this video, you have a Visa, I'm sure, in your wallet or your purse as a credit card or debit card. Pretty much is a payment technology company that operates in America and also international. They are currently trading around $276 a share. And though its current dividend yield is only about 0.75%, if you look at its dividend growth over the past 10 years, it has constantly been able to raise its dividend payments every year. And I personally anticipated that it's going to just increase over time because, you look at today's world, a lot of things are going cashless. I've been to at least 2 places in the past week and a half, 2 weeks where, it was cashless. You couldn't use cash. You had to use some type of credit card or debit card. So the next stock we have today is going to be Microsoft, which ticker symbol is MSFT. And currently its share price is around $404. And Microsoft, of course, is in the technology niche. It was founded almost 50 years ago by one of the richest people in the world. I think Bill Gates is actually the 4th richest person in the world right now. And though the starting dividend is also less than 1%, similar to Visa, if you look at the dividend growth rate over the past 5 years, it's over 10%. So it increases those dividend payments over time. So the last stock on today's list is Home Depot, which ticker symbol is HD. And Home Depot, of course, is a home improvement company. I'm sure if you have had to work on anything or your house or apartment over the last year, I'm sure you have maybe went to Home Depot to purchase things. So if you look at a 10-year chart, Home Depot has grown 326%, which is very exceptional. Its performance is way above the S&P 500. The dividend growth rate has increased every year. If you look back the past 10 years, that has increased over 18%, which is very good. So that's today's list of stocks. Remember, stocks are a long-term investment game. It's something you continually invest in over a long period of time and consistent basis. And once you get those dividend payments, you reinvest those back into more dividend-paying stocks. So that's the snowball effect of how you grow a portfolio and start off small and grow it large over time. Just like how we talked about Mr. Bill was able to do. So comment below, what are some of your favorite stock predictions this year? What stocks do you think will go up? Subscribe to the channel for weekly finance videos. Watch the video on the screen because that's the one YouTube thinks you should watch next. Take care.